This past weekend, we concluded our 5-week series, Owning It, by looking at how we can own our spiritual formation. If you missed Casey's message, I encourage you to go back and listen to it on the Meck App or watch it on Meck's website or YouTube channel. When you think about your spiritual formation, does your mind instantly go to a to-do list? All the things that you can and maybe should do to grow closer to God? Mine does. I think of a better way to have a quiet time. I think of different ways I can appreciate nature and all God has created. I think of how to make my heart readier for worship at church. I think of my prayer life and how I'm doing it. What I'm saying, how long I spend in prayer each day, the list goes on. But as task-oriented as I am, and as important as all those things are, they are not spiritual formation itself. Can they help with my spiritual formation? Absolutely. But if I am doing each of those things, am I guaranteed to get closer to God? Not necessarily. You see, we can do all the right things and go through our to-do list of spiritual practices, but if our heart is not in the right place while doing these practices, then we are no closer to God than when we started. That is the key. It is not about what you do, but the how that's involved in what you're doing. How is your heart while you're praying? Are you still holding on to anger from an interaction earlier in the day? Is your heart hardened to change in your own life? How are you accepting the words you are reading in the Bible? Are you just counting down the minutes until reading time is over? Are you open to learning from what God is trying to teach you? How is your outlook on the beauty of God's creation? Do you feel entitled to it all? Is there any awe in the way you see a sunset, or when you hear the laughter of a child? Today, take a few minutes and focus on your how. How is your heart positioned toward God and toward others? How are you accepting the Word of God? How is your outlook on this world God created? When your how is in check, what you are doing will matter for eternity.